Hey guys, it's Tim. I got another Boredom Buster video for you barbarians out there if you're getting kind of tired of Whirlwind build. I found another build that I'm having quite a bit of fun with, going through Torment 6 rifts with. So after the last daily rift video that I did where I used my Barbarian and an Earthquake set, I said something during that video that really got me thinking. I said that there's not a really good way to use Immortal Kings because you don't have any way to spend the Fury when you're just leaping around. But then I got to thinking, and there was another interaction that I had discovered with the Immortal King set when I was experimenting with a different build that I think you can apply to the Earthquake set to take advantage of that 4-piece Immortal King set. Well, first let's take a look at the actual bonuses, and then I'll explain how it works. So first up is you have the Earthquake set. You have the 4-piece activated. I'm using the Ring of Royal Grandeur with 3 pieces of Earthquake, the shoulders, the head, and the legs. And also you have the Leapquake, which is essential for the actual Earthquake build. Every time you leap, you're going to cause earthquakes, and the Leapquake allow you to leap 3 times in a row before the cooldown starts. And so that right there is just the Leapquake build, right? But what the goal is, you want to be able to use Wrath of the Berserker 100% as well. To increase damage, increase everything. Here, let's see what it actually does. Increase crit chance, attack speed, dodge chance, movement speed, and then based on your rune, you can have it increase damage or reduce damage, etc., etc. But you want to be able to activate those 2 together. But again, the problem with the Leapquake is that you're usually just leaping around it and you don't have a way to spend the Fury that you're generating. And so there's no way to take advantage of that 4-piece Immortal King's bonus, which is reduce the cooldown of Wrath of the Berserker and call the Ancients by 3 seconds for every 10 Fury that you spend with an attack. Well, the attack that you can use to activate that 4-piece is actually really quite efficient. It's called the Ancient Spear with the Boulder Toss rune. So what this does is it costs 25 Fury when you activate it, plus all remaining Fury. Yep, just think about that, right? Look at this. Reduce 3 seconds for every 10 Fury you spend with an attack. And here's a way for you to spend all of your Fury. There you have it. That's the combo, right? So you're leaping around generating tons and tons of Fury, and every time you get a full bubble of Fury, you throw out a huge boulder, and all your Fury's gone, and you reduce your cooldown on Wrath of the Berserker dramatically. It's going to be 100% uptime if you're doing it right. And it does take some getting used to, but it's pretty fun. You should try it. So let's take a look at the other items. Some other essential items besides the 3 pieces of Immortal Kings, 3 pieces of Earthquake, and Leapquake, and a Ring of Royal Grandeur is the In-Geom weapon. It doesn't really matter what the role is. The higher damage, the better, especially if you can get an ancient one. But all that matters is that skill cooldown reduction. So the way In-Geom works is, every time you kill an elite pack, all of your skills, their cooldowns are reduced by 10 seconds for 15 seconds. So if we look at Leap Attack, it has a 10-second cooldown. So every time I kill an elite pack, suddenly my Leap Attack becomes a cooldown of 0. So I can leap non-stop for 15 seconds. And every time I leap, thanks to my Earthquake set, I'm casting an Earthquake when I land. So you can imagine how fun it is, right? I'm going to show you some video while I talk about this so you can kind of see what it's like to go through a Torment 6 Rift. It can really be quite fast if you're hitting elite packs pretty steadily. Some other items that I would recommend, I would probably recommend trying to fit Strong Round Bracers in there because the Leap Attack rune that I'm using is the one that vortexes everyone in, pulls everyone in, and so that counts as a knockback, and so that's going to increase the damage pretty dramatically too. But alright, so that's the items, or those are the items. Oh, and by the way, I'm also using a Mad Monarch Scepter, an ancient one, so I like the extra effect. It's a lot more area damage just to throw in there with the Earthquake, so it helps clearing speed really quite well. Anyways, let's take a look at the skills. So number 1 is your main Fury dump is the Ancient Spear with the Boulder Toss, obviously. And then you also want to use Earthquake on your hotbar in some way, so you can actually get a good rune for it. The normal damage on Earthquake is about 4,200, but I'm using the Molten Fury one, which increases it to 5,100%, and so that's a lot more damage. You can really use whichever one you want. I mean, if you want to try Cave In, feel free to do that one. That one's pretty decent too. because it sucks them in from like a lot longer range than your leap attack does. Another one that I've used, which is pretty fun, is the cold one, which freezes all the enemies. So if you're having trouble staying alive, feel free to use this one. This one's pretty effective to, like, you're basically stunning all of them as soon as you land. You're just freezing them. So I don't know, it's pretty fun. I'm using Battle Rage just to increase the damage. I'm using the Marauder's Rage 1, which increases it to 15%. You can really kind of use whatever you want. If you want to try different stuff, feel free. The Leap Attack one. I've used Call of Ariat. That one's pretty fun because it sucks them all into the Earthquake. The other one that's pretty good is the Death from Above rune, because it stuns them for 3 seconds, so it's really good for survivability. Because one of the weaknesses is you're not necessarily gonna have a lot of defense, and so being able to stun them for 3 seconds every time you leap is actually pretty effective. Some other ones. I'm using Call of the Ancients, the Council Rises, mainly because in between my leap attacks, if I don't have In-Geom active and my leap attack is down, my damage is like crap. And so having the Call of the Ancients actually be able to do a decent amount of damage is pretty useful, especially for like the normal non-elite monsters. They can kill them pretty effectively in Torment 6. And then Wrath of the Berserker, I just want more damage. More damage, more damage. This is a total damage output build. You're not too concerned about defenses. You just want more and more damage. So I've been using the Insanity one, but you really can use whatever you want. Ariat's Whale, maybe even try that. I mean, your cooldown is constantly getting reduced through your boulder toss. So feel free to even try that one. I haven't tried it too much, but it sounds like it could be fun. And then when it comes to passives, Boon of Bolcathos, I'm reducing that even more. I never want the risk of not being able to cast Wrath of the Berserker and have it up, and so I'm taking that extra 30 seconds off of that using this passive. Relentless, survival is sometimes a problem with this build. So when your leap attack is down and you're in a group of elites, you have basically nothing to do. You're not generating fury because you're not leaping around. So you can't boulder toss anything. You can't leap attack. Your options are very limited. And so Relentless actually procs quite often. If you've ever used a normal leap attack build, that was always kind of the problem with it too. So I use Relentless just for that extra survival. And then also Earth and Might. Now, I thought that I remembered back in the day when Leapquake was first popular that they changed how this worked with leap attack. It wasn't supposed to generate 30 fury every time you leap and cast an Earthquake. However, watch this. Watch my fury here. Okay, so I'm going to leap attack once. There's 30. There's another 30. There's another 30. So it appears that does actually activate every time you do a leap attack and cast an Earthquake. So it's going to take you, normally it's going to take you 2 to 3, obviously, leap attacks to get a full thing of fury, and then you dump it all using your boulder toss, and then that dramatically reduces your Wrath of the Berserker, and it does a lot of damage too. So, and then on top of that, just doing Rampage. The killing is very steady with this, and so you usually always have the Rampage up to 25 stacks, but you know, you can swap that out for something else too if you really want to. I'm sure there are some other good options. But anyways, that's the skill setup. That's the item setup. You want to stack up cooldown reduction because you want to be able to keep leap attacking. Your concern is when your In-Geom is not active and your leap attack is down. At that point, you're doing no damage and your survivability is crap. So you want to try to get that cooldown as low as you can so that you don't have to rely on In-Geom. When you activate In-Geom, it's really fun and you just spam leap attack nonstop, but you don't always have that up. And sometimes you get a Rift tile set, which is not very... They're like the elite monsters are spread out quite a bit, and so on those maps it can kind of suck because you can't keep your In-Geom up from elite pack to elite pack. So anyways, guys, that's the build. Oh, and one other thing. Reaper's Wraps is not a bad option because it really kind of helps you keep casting Boulder Toss. So if you don't have Strong Arm Bracers, try Reaper's Wraps, or if you're having issues keeping Wrath of the Berserker up because you're not dumping enough Fury, try Reaper's Wraps too. But Alright, that's the build, guys. Let me know what you think. Give it a shot. It's by no means going to get you up to Greater Rift 50 or anything like that, because it relies on killing elites very quickly. And so it's going to be weaker the higher that you get, because you won't be able to keep your In-Geom active from Elite Pack to Elite Pack. But it's definitely fun for a Torment 6 build. So let me know what you think, and if you have any other ideas, let me know in the comments below. But thanks for watching.